If you've got one of these, you probably walk right under it without much of a thought. I know I did. You should take a look, and if you find something like this, it's not working for you. You may find nothing at all, or if you do have some type of foam board, there are enhancements you can make.
How's it going? Eric Gans. I'm an energy auditor in Maryland, and I'm going to show you how to seal and insulate your attic hatch.
Using rigid foam board insulation is my preferred method. The foam board I'm using today lists the R value per inch right on the panel. 4 pieces gets me to R52, right where I need to be in Maryland. Most are about the same, but do a little research for your region.
Here are the things you're going to need for this project. You're going to need a tape measure, 3/8 inch wide, 3/16 inch thick, 17 feet long roll of Weatherstripping that you can get at your local hardware store. You need some kind of a long knife to cut through the insulation. You need something to draw some lines. You're going to need a special type of tape. This is actually called Echo tape. And you're also going to need some type of adhesive, and I prefer to use the Foamboard PL 300.
The first thing you want to do is create a clean surface. Remove any old insulation, fasteners, dirt, dust, or debris. It's a good idea to take your time and stay organized and do it right so you don't have to worry about this again. Next, you want to measure the panel so you can cut your foam board insulation to the correct size. In order for the panel to fit back, you don't want to go all the way edge to edge. Leave a little bit of space.
Not too big, not too small. So let me cut the rest of my pieces.
Did you know that if your attic hatch is not insulated, it can not only affect the comfort in the area of the hatch, but it can also bring down the overall R value in your attic by quite a bit. One example I did is a 1,000 square foot attic with missing insulation and only 18 square feet. That's equivalent to 2% of the area. And it decreased the R value from 17 all the way down to R13. Talk about you're only as strong as the weakest link. Next, it's time to marry the insulation to the panel using your adhesive. This is really helpful if you ever need to access the attic. The insulation stays in place and it'll work for you year after year with little or no maintenance. I can't tell you how many energy audits I've done over the years where during the initial walkthrough, the homeowner explains how this room is really hot in the summer or cold in the winter compared to the rest of the house. I always get a chuckle when it happens to be the same room that the attic hatch is in. I like to also trim the top just a little bit to make it simple to install the panel back into the hole when it's ready. Adding the threaded tape is a nice finishing touch. The attic is a dusty, harsh place. Here's a tip. Don't use duct tape. Look what happens to duct tape when it's left in an attic. The tape acts like a shield, and this particular tape has very good adhesive, so it sticks to just about everything, including wood and drywall. And that's what the attic panels are usually made from.
So the next step is going to be to put the weather stripping here on the lip. And one of the things that I did is put a little mark exactly where it sits in the hole. So I don't want the weather stripping to go beyond that, just so that it sits in there nicely and makes the best possible seal that I can make.
Attic hatches are typically places where you lose a ton of energy. 2 ways to tell are spider webs around the area on the inside and discolored insulation around the areas in the insulation above the panel. This is why using the weather stripping is important to make a tight seal. I'm done and ready to take it up to this recently sealed and insulated attic, put it back in the hole, and complete the thermal and pressure boundary. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in learning more about how to make the invisible visible when it comes to creating a comfortable home and a better quality of life, subscribe to my channel. And if you're in Maryland, set up your $100 energy audit right now online at homeairleakagetest.com.